Why am I clam chowder right now?
It won't be that bright.
It's
when
gonna
we
be
edit.
bright.
I promise
Stop.
you.
I don't like this.
Babe, I promise.
I don't like it.
Babe, I promise
Click
you're not.
my face. I don't like it.
You're not gonna be.
I don't like it.
Babe, you're not gonna be.
Fix this. What's this?
Back up. Okay, you're gonna mess something up.
Change that.
Toned it down a notch.
Thank you. At least I'm halfway.
Babe, it wasn't gonna
Golly.
look crazy.
I'm 2 shades from the clan. Jeez.
From the clan?
The clan. I was clan chowder.
Clam.
Did you get my pun?
What up, y'all?
Josh and Easy here once again
With another quality video.
It has been a minute.
Fact.
It has been a fat minute. But guess what? We got surprises for y'all.
Oh, my hair's wet. I can't do that.
Yeah,
don't mind my hair, y'all. I know it looks a little crazy, but the twist out about to be lit. Just know that.
My curls are already popping, so we won't even dabble into that. You know, I taught her everything she knows. You're welcome. But anyways, moving on.
We're doing an eat and chill today, you guys.
We ain't eating chill.
We're going the more, what do you call it, fresh or healthier route?
We're going healthy.
Okay.
Because we need health in our lives. Y'all all need health in your lives. So look,
I'm going to focus it, alright?
No,
there we go.
Oh my god.
Yes, please don't make anything drop.
Okay.
It's not focused. It's not focused. There it goes.
Okay, so you know the battery's about to die, right?
Yeah, I see
okay.
that. We're a mess today.
Yeah, we're just a mess. So we're doing an eat and chill. We have good news, but I will not tell you the good news.
When are we sharing it with them? Because we have an excuse for why we've been MIA-ish. A lot of great things have been happening, but
I mean, just know.
When you gonna do a life update? You want us to do should we do a life update video?
What, now?
No.
Oh.
If they want it, or do you want to do it?
If y'all want a life update video, go ahead and just put hashtag life update
in the comments.
In the comments. So then we'll give you that life update. Okay, before we start eating, come on, you need to chill. We didn't do nothing. Alright, so today's topic is finances.
Shout out to whoever. I should have screenshot it.
Shoulda.
But a while ago on our Instagram page, we had asked people to comment eat and chill topics first because we're always running out of topics.
You
and
can
somebody,
still go there
whoever had did the finance one. No, we should repost it so they can.
Okay.
But whoever did the finance one, shout out to you. If I find you, one of us will put you here. We really appreciate it. The topic of wanting to know how to deal with financial stuff in relationship, and it was just an excellent question.
It was.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we hop into this, we shall pray.
Lord, bless these fruits that we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies so that we can do better work for you. Bless the people, bless the channel, bless their minds, bless their hearts, bless our minds, bless our hearts so that we can portray a good message to them and then help them better their relationships and hydrate their lives.
As well as us.
Be fruitful and multiply. These are the blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. That be fruitful and multiply was having to do with kids, but
no, y'all. Okay, let me go ahead and just knock that out the park right quick. Being fruitful and multiply means that you're supposed to bear and multiply. You're supposed to bear good fruit, as in doing good things for the world, and the fruit is not for y'all to eat. The fruit is for someone else to eat. When it says be fruitful and multiply, it's supposed to be like you're the apple tree, and the people around you get to feed off of those apples. Y'all understand that? Am I preaching right now? So I don't even have an amen corner. So
I'm trying to find the question. Did you screenshot it?
I did not. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. I might do that on my channel since I ain't have no amen corners over here.
Because that's not what I've heard, babe.
It's not about what you hear.
Oh, here it is. Oh, shoot. She came through. You want to go first?
Sure. Alright, so you've eaten 7 grapes, and I haven't touched one. Go. So you back off. You go first. I'm gonna eat some grapes.
No, why you? Come on, I'll eat the strawberry.
So you're just gonna eat more fruit? Alright.
Is this only for you?
No, but
okay, so what's the problem?
It should be equal.
Babe, you've ate more than me today.
What have I eaten?
You ate an orange downstairs. I smelled peanut butter on your breath a little bit earlier before that. Like you on that with me.
That
and I haven't ate anything today.
I'm binge eating. Is that what you're saying? I'm eating because I ate peanut butter. And
can you come on?
I'm just saying. Those are good grapes. Hold on. Let me try the strawberry real quick. Alright,
Jeez.
so finances. Finances are actually extremely important in a relationship. There's 3 things that we always preach that can make or break a relationship.
That we plagiarized because we took from your coach.
Yeah, we plagiarized it. We took shout out Coach Jones. There are 3 things that can make or break a relationship, but they hold true every time. It is money, intimacy. I almost flicked off the camera. Money, intimacy,
communication.
I consider that. Yeah, all right.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Oh, because I was going to say finances, but I said money instead. So finances, communication, and intimacy. If all those 3 aren't in your relationship.
Intimacy is like, he meant sex. He said sex, but I don't know why you playing it all safe on this channel. If we're going to be 100, we need to be all the way 100.
But I think it's a whole, because like, I think intimacy is more of an embodiment of the 3 things. Because if you think about it, you can just have plain sex with somebody and have no connection. I think that's what happens in a lot of relationships.
But he said sex in the sense that, like, if sex is bad in your relationship, like you're not enjoying it, it can ruin it. You don't necessarily have to make love every time to enjoy your sex life with your partner.
Exactly.
But when you say intimacy, that's what I think of.
But when I say intimacy, I think in the sense that not only is there a physical connection, there is a spiritual connection. It's a wholeness. Even when you going crazy, there's still...
Bro, continue on past this. Talk about finances.
Anyways, finances are extremely important. Starting out in our relationship, I think was I the breadwinner?
We were about equal in that.
We were about equal. But
jobs.
Starting out, I was very
don't let a woman pay for
stubborn. Yeah, I was pretty stubborn.
Can I get in there?
No.
I want my crackers. I'm really hungry.
You got fruit right in
You
front.
told me not to be eating on this fruit like this.
It's a good decision though. It's better than the crackers.
No, my crackers are buttery, light butter.
Buttery.
No, listen. Let me get some crackers. Ooh. Or should I grab?
If you say an oatmeal pie,
I could have did my tortilla chips with my guacamole.
We're in the middle of the video.
Sorry, y'all. This is a mess.
This is
what happens when we don't film in a long time.
We have not filmed in a minute.
About a month. But,
this is oh gosh, this is our problem too.
Sorry.
We get so sidetracked, and now she wants crackers, and now I'm about to smash this fruit.
Those strawberries are not flavorful.
You are.
So yeah, in the beginning of our relationship,
I was stubborn.
So now you want to cut me off.
Well, I was in the middle of it. You just kind of brought me back to center because you interrupted me with your little
Josh
cracker.
didn't want me to pay for nothing.
Not a doggone thing.
He felt some type of way that when I tried to pay for stuff because that's how you were raised?
No, well, it's not even how I was. Well, I guess you could say how I was raised, but I don't want to like completely blame it on my parents and be like, you should this, that, and the third. But like, I think it was societal.
You had a traditional
mindset. A traditional mindset. Like, yo, the man is supposed to take care of the woman every time. It's like I'm supposed to be the provider. So if we going out on a date, especially if I'm the one that said we going on a date, I'm paying. There ain't no question about it. I'm paying. And even sometimes when she wanted to go on a date, I was paying. Like every time. And if she tried to pay, I'm like, chill with all that. You know, I felt like she was taking a piece of my manhood every time she offered to pay. And my pride was sending me into the broke house. I was going broke trying to be a man.
And that's why I stepped in. For 2 reasons. That... But you weren't just going broke because of me. We were college students.
Yeah, I was a college student. And the little money I had, I was like, I'm going to be the one.
Yeah. And then, so that was one part of why I decided to step up and start paying for stuff. And also, my mom raised me in a non-traditional way where she made it very, like, she normalized the fact that women can pay for stuff. So, like, even an example, if a dude takes you out on a date, let's say, to the movie theaters or something, and then you guys want to get drinks afterwards, it's okay to offer. He might not even say yes, but I think it's still okay to offer, and that's how I was raised to think also. So, I think it's wrong that if a man, Actually, at that time, I might have had a little bit more money than you. If I'm doing better financially than him, and I care about him the way I did/do, I think it would be wrong of me to keep letting him pay for stuff that I know he really doesn't have the money for when I'm sitting pretty financially. You know what I mean? If it all trickles down to a matter of gender on whether or not someone should pay or not, I think that's petty.
Mm-hmm. Now, in other relationships, because this was different, we had a bond, right? Mm-hmm. We established a whole bond where
we had a friendship.
Yeah, we had the whole friendship thing going down. Now, if we're talking first dates for all you singles out there thinking about dating, men,
it's still not bad on first dates for women to offer.
It's not bad. It's not
to
bad.
help or something.
Yeah, it's not bad, ladies, to offer.
If he's a real gentleman, he'll be like, "No, I got it."
But
I think it asserts your independence in a relationship. Also,
yeah.
In the day and age we live in, it's almost kind of like, you don't have to, but a lot of men think they can get over with buying women. Yeah. Buying her this and that.
And that's the problem.
And then at the end of the day, he's like, if she decides to say no one time about something, it's like, I did this, that, and the other for you. You never want to give someone, whether it's a man, a friend, whoever, the opportunity to try to tell you that they bought this for you or they did this for you. It's like, I'm independent on my own. I can handle this bill if you can't. Or, it's just... Yeah, establishing your independent dominance in a relationship.
I think there's a sense of independence that needs to go with dating nowadays, and that's a whole nother video. We said we were going to do dating rules in another video. But I think that when you're talking financially, it just depends on, because I've had conversations and I've heard women say, like, when I go on a first date, I expect to be paid for. And I've had other women that say, if I go on a date, I don't expect this man to pay for anything, because if he pays, then he feels like I owe them sexual favors or something like, and men, that's a terrible way to think, to be honest. That's the same, it's dang near the same as prostitution.
You're a sick effer.
Is
that what you think? That a woman owes you something sexually because you decide to pay for a $4 meal from Wendy's? Or even a $100 meal from Papa Do's? You're sick. And you're an effer.
That is literally damn near the equivalent to prostitution. You're essentially thinking that you can pay for sex, which is not the case at all. If she doesn't want to give you nothing after that $100 meal, you better just chalk it up and
be cool with it.
Yeah. If you went out with a girl and you expected to pay, do not expect something in return. You need to give without expectation.
I like that. Give without expectation. But let's recenter back to the purpose of this video, which is about our relationship and how we handle finances.
You're right. You're right. We're going to send it back. So, there was a time when I was struggling a lot. Oh, you know why I used to say I used to pay for everything? Because there was a time where you had food stamps, and then there was a time that I had food stamps. And when I had food stamps, we were going crazy. And when you had food stamps, we was going crazy. But it was just whose tab was it on?
But I'm talking about when we went out to eat. Like to the movies or like whatever.
Oh, yeah. When we went out on dates and stuff,
you wouldn't want me to like buy the movie tickets, even if they were like $5 movie tickets.
Initially, it was always me, but then as we moved forward in a relationship, she had to like look at me like, nigga, if we gonna be in this together, we can handle shit together. Yeah. All right. If this is gonna be a date where me and you are going out and you are damn near broke, she used to look at me like, nigga, stop trying to act like you ain't.
You don't have to front with me. Like,
you don't have to front. You're broke. Like, stop acting like you got money. And I don't know why. I used to front. I used to think that I was a big, tough man.
A lot of black people do that.
I was really broke. I was trying to flex and flaunt on some money that I didn't have. So, finally, she hit me between the eyes with like, look.
I wasn't rude with it.
It wasn't rude, but it was more like
a reality check.
Swallow your pride for like 2 seconds and let me pay for something. She was like,
now you love it.
Don't make it sound like you pay for everything though.
I didn't.
Yeah, but you said like now you love it like you pay for everything.
Now you're cool with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. Like when we go out on dates, sometimes it'd be like, do you want to cover it? Do I want to cover it? We go back and forth. 9 times out of 10, if you covered the last time, then I'll cover the next time.
That's the pattern I've noticed that we've developed.
Or like sometimes if it's just like one of those things, we'll be like, let's use the couples account. Or let's go 50-50. Like, we're good. We work well together in terms of finances now. But at the beginning, it was definitely a struggle bus. Oh, another thing with finances. For a little while, for a small amount of time, I struggled with not being the breadwinner in the relationship. As a man, it kind of hurts, you know? at first you got to take that shot to your chest. Yes, it's the norm to be
traditional for the man to make more money.
You supposed to be the provider. In my head, I'm thinking you supposed to be the provider, but you not providing shit. Mm-hmm. And that it f with me for a little while.
And that goes to show like the difference between a man's mentor mentality and a woman's or mine, because you were thinking that, but I feel like what crossed my, you were like, you have to be the provider, blah, blah. In my head, what all I was seeking from you in this relationship was like respect, emotional security, like stuff like that. I wasn't ever thinking of you because maybe because of the way I was raised though. My mom was never dependent on a man or anyone my whole life. So I never entered my relationships dependent on someone else in that way. For me, it was just like, as long as you add to me emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, like that's all I'm kind of looking for in a relationship, not financially at all.
I was thinking very superficial. Mm-hmm. And I thought like, for a long time, I thought finances was dang near the number one thing that a man can bring to the table. Like a sense of financial security is the number one thing. Because
that's what you see.
You see it all the time on freaking rap videos and all that. Like, I'm going to pay for her, I'm going to buy her cars, I'm going to buy her this, I'm going to buy her that, I'm going to take her out, she ain't going to have to worry about nothing. You feel like a boss when you can treat your woman, but it's like...
There's a time
for all that.
Don't be trying to be no boss and you literally are on your last 2 cents.
Don't try and be a boss when you're broke.
There's levels to it.
You gotta be real with yourself.
And I think too, like, I think a lot of men go through that and it's just not vocalized enough. So I actually like really have a lot of respect for you for even feeling comfortable enough to share that, because I'm sure it's gonna help someone. But also, I thought of you know the director of Black Panther? I think Ryan Coogler or something like that. He was broke as hell when he was with his wife in college. She was making more money. She was a breadwinner. She bought him his first like typewriter type of thing or whatever because she knew he wanted to do screenwriting and stuff like that. And now he's rich and now he's the breadwinner. But what I'm saying is, if that person is really the person you want to be with and vice versa, finances, I'm not going to say it's the last thing that should be on your mind, but it won't affect your relationship that heavy.
It shouldn't be at the forefront. Like your relationship shouldn't solely ride on finances.
Or like, I know there's some people that like, well, and my best friend at this point, she deserves to be picky with who her significant other is, but like she has a mentality since she broke up with her ex that like, I don't want to date a guy that doesn't have like a stable solid job and a salary and like all that, which is cool. But I guess for me, I didn't hold that mentality in this relationship because we have history. So that would be petty of me to be in three years with you and then be like, you're not making the amount of money I am, so I'm gonna have to leave you.
Yeah, that would have been superficial.
That's really superficial, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do remember it wasn't a matter of me leaving you because of financial stuff, but it was more so like, if I don't see you actively trying to put yourself in a better financial position, that's when I thought about possibly breaking up. Because
you seem like a bum. Like,
yeah, if you're just sitting around, you don't really want to get a job, you don't really want more for yourself, it's like, oh, okay, you're gonna hold me back.
Yeah, and it's deeper than money at that point. It's not like you don't have any money, it's you don't have any ambition. And money tends to match ambition. In the sense of like, I don't want to say actually ambition. Money usually matches effort. So like, if you're broke, I would understand if you are like trying to actively get a job every day. But like, even when I was
and you weren't. I was remember we went through that phase, and that's when I had that mentality like, if he doesn't get it together soon, like, I don't know. It wasn't a matter that you weren't making the amount of money as me. It was the fact that you weren't trying to make an effort to make a solid, stable income for yourself.
Yeah.
Mine is me out the like equation.
And then that's what can really taint a relationship. When you don't even take care of yourself financially, that's when it gets bad. It gets real bad. But in the same sense, like, now I have money.
You're in a very stable job position.
Very stable job position. I'm providing for myself entirely. And yet I'm still not the breadwinner.
But you've done, like, you're secure, you're stable.
But I'm secure and stable. And I think once you've reached a point of stability, I could dang near care less who makes more money out of the two of us, because we're a partnership. So it's not like if something hits the fan with you two, I'm not gonna let you drown.
And vice versa. Ooh, and that's what I always try to explain to you. Like, but you didn't, because when you were down and out and stuff, you were like, kind of like, I'm broke, blah, blah. But my mentality was like, I'm never going to let you drown. Like, I'm never going to not support you if and when that time would ever come.
And like, even in that stage of my life when I was down and out, it still hurt morally. Like,
it hurt that it felt like you had to depend on your girlfriend?
Yes. It hurt my pride. It hurt a lot of things to say that I had to depend on you. But then I had to eat it up and say, like, you're only doing it because you love me. It's not like a power move on your part to provide for me.
Oh, we got to touch on that. Remind me of that. Continue, though.
It's not necessarily like a power move for you to provide for me. It's more of a love thing. And if the roles were flipped, I would do the same exact same thing.
And that's a big reason why I did it too. Sorry, our camera died.
Yeah. So take my car, for example, right? So I had saved up
the amount he told you, and he charged you more, right?
Initially, yes. So I had saved up I really saved up $2,500 because that's initially what he had said he wanted for the car. So I saved up $2,500 for the car, and that was dang near like all I had left. And then he upcharged me. Well, it was $2,500. I really had $3,000 because I wanted to pay for everything that comes with buying a car. You had to get plates, insurance, gas, repairs, like all that stuff. So I had about $3,000. He wanted $2,500, and I thought everything was gonna be cool. But then when I went to go get the car, he hit me with $3,000. So then I'm like, this is my last dollars. Like, I had a little bit of cushion, but then like I had no money after that purchase. So once I got the car, I needed the car. Like, it was absolutely imperative that I got the car. So once I got the car, I was like, great, I have this car, but I can't afford plates. So I was actually driving the car on illegal plates for a little minute.
Did you have insurance?
Didn't have insurance. So I was like, honestly, I could have been in a really terrible spot because I didn't have insurance, registration. I didn't have insurance, registration, or license plate. So if a police officer just happened to pull me over, I'm going to jail dang near.
You didn't ask for it. I think I just gave it.
Yeah, you didn't, like, and man, it was the hardest thing in the world to accept it, but I was like, if I don't accept it, I'm an idiot. Like, that was like, if you don't swallow your pride, the inner Josh in me was slapping me across the face like, shut up and just take it, bro. Like, she loves you, just take it. It's all right. Like, but in the pride in me was like slapping myself back like, you don't need it. You don't need it. Like, you're good.
Yeah, you did.
You'll figure it out. And I wasn't figuring nothing out at that point.
And that was a good example and why I told him to remind me of, he knew there was coming from love and not like a dominant type of move. Because unfortunately, I do feel there is a lot of women that kind of like belittle their men if they're making more money. And where you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't feel like I've ever tried to assert my money.
Yeah, no, you
like over you or making more than you.
I promise y'all that would have broke our relationship.
But like, that's so mean to do.
Exactly.
Period.
It's literally the pettiest thing you like. So because I'm down and out right now, you just gonna hawk that over my head like.
That's so awful. But a lot of people do it. I know men for sure do it, but I'm more so speaking from obviously a woman's point of view because I've seen it too many times where women are disrespecting their men, whether it's calling him out his name, saying you like a bum ass nigga, and he might have like a whole ass stable job, but he's not making as much as her, or making financial moves, especially if you guys are in that type of relationship or marriage, making financial moves without consulting him because she's the breadwinner. Like, that type of stuff is so wrong to me. And I think the main reason is because you do to others what you would want done to yourself. I would never want you to do that to me or treat me like that or treat me like you're not my equal because you don't make as much money as me. So I would never treat you that way.
And let me put it in another perspective too. I was bringing dang near everything else into the relationship.
Yeah.
Every other aspect of a holistic, great relationship I was bringing, but there was this slice. Like, I was like, financials, you are lacking, nigga. Like, you were superiorly lacking. So then, it would be kind of like bogus for her to deem me. Like, again, if she goes broke and I end up somehow getting rich, I will never hold that over her head. Because I think the worst thing you could ever do is, like, if someone comes at you sideways and you hit them with all the stuff I done got for you. All the things I done did for you. All the things I done bought you. Like,
that's bogus as hell.
That's so
That's
bogus.
supposed to come from a place. If you do something for someone,
that's literally so bogus.
That's supposed to come from a place of love. What'd you say?
Giving without expectation.
Yeah.
That is literally what a relationship is.
And whether that's a relationship like romantic or just your friend or a family member, any of that is dead ass wrong to hold that over somebody's head. Especially if they didn't ask you to do it.
Man. Any kind of close relationship that you have, you should never be giving with expectation unless it was prior discussed. Mm-hmm. Unless it was like, loan me $2,000 and I will get you your $2,000 back, and then they just completely neglected it. That's a conversation that needs to be had. But if they're down and out and you just decide to give them $2,000 out the goodness of your heart, do not come back to them 6 months later and talk about, you remember that $2,000 I gave you, this, that. They didn't ask. They didn't ask for your help. They were going to bite the bullet and take it. You just decided to bless them. And a blessing doesn't come with a repayment.
Mm. You are preaching today.
Preaching.
Your daddy would be proud.
Man. There is a statistic out now that black women are officially, well, not officially, they've been doing better than black men, but there are more women, African American women entrepreneurs than there are African American men entrepreneurs. So men, y'all may think y'all got it together, but these queens out here are getting to the bag. And you know what's something that I've noticed too on social media? Women kind of run the world. I've noticed with everybody. They say the consumers are 90% of the time women. Women are bossing their lives up, y'all. And social media is helping that. I think women especially should be taking advantage of social media because it is leveling the playing field. Black women especially used to be very oppressed in the workforce.
Not to say that they're not still, because they are.
They aren't still, but I'm saying there is.
I get what you're saying.
New opportunities arising because of this whole social media wave.
And a lot of women in general, not even just black women, are taking advantage of it.
Woo!
So it's no longer really going to be the norm that men are the breadwinners or bringing home the bacon.
And men, you better be able to bite that bullet, because if your
But why is it a bullet?
It's not a bullet. I always give her a hard time and say she's my sugar mama, but you know. Again, that's just a joke. Nah, but real stuff though. Men, in some relationships, women will be the breadwinner. And men, you just gotta accept it. Your woman's getting paid. If anything,
you're both winning.
Help her get paid more.
You're both winning.
Every time she comes to me with a business venture idea, I'm like, keep winning. Like, at the end of the day, keep winning.
I just view it as, if you're winning, I'm winning. If I'm winning, you're winning.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're a team.
That's all. But I want to directly answer this girl's questions because I know we can sway sometimes. How do you handle financial struggles in a relationship? I feel, from my perspective, that you kind of ride things out for a while. If this is someone that you see a future with and everything else is pretty much right in your relationship other than that, I think you ride it out for a little bit, but you kind of start to...
check their ambition first.
Yeah, like, I was going to say set a tone, but it's not a matter of setting a tone, but... I guess kind of have your limitations though. So although you can ride it out and support them and stuff, on the other side of things, sometimes women ride it out too long.
Mm-hmm. You can take care of them every 10 years.
Yeah. There is a difference between kind of being there and during somebody's down period and literally taking care of a man who's not ambitious and doesn't want anything more for himself. So yeah, one, establishing that, and then also kind of like, it wasn't that you weren't ambitious, but it was you didn't have no fire under your ass. And when I realized that at that time, that's when I kind of put a time limit on. Like, all right, if by this date there's no turnaround, I don't see any effort going on, then I might have to start thinking. Not a matter of like, okay, this day I'm going to leave him. It's going to be more so, okay, maybe I have to start thinking that this isn't the person for me.
Start thinking more selfishly.
Mm-hmm.
Because like no one wants to take care of somebody for the rest of their life.
Right.
It really has to be a partnership in the sense that, like, at the bare minimum, you can take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sure some men might be okay with just their women not doing anything. Like, that's a very old...
You used to.
I used to be okay with it. And then I started thinking to myself, well, 2 incomes is better than 1.
And I told him, I was like, I didn't go to school years for 12 years like you just to be at home. Just like, I want a career. I want, like, a life of my own personal identity.
Women are just as entitled to careers and success financially, just like men.
Facts.
Big facts.
How much of an impact do you believe you can have in a relationship? Very heavy impact if the communication isn't well.
Yeah. If other areas lack, it could be monumental.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I will say though, it can impact the relationship also because although it was cool that I would have to kind of step up sometimes, it was hard in the sense where, like, remember when you weren't romantic at all? On top of not really having the money. Like, I would want him to get me flowers randomly sometimes, or take me out on a date and plan it, or just whatever. And
I was broke.
Yeah, on top of the fact that you lacked romanticism.
Yeah, it was just not a good combo.
But, oh, my doggone back hurt. So that part of a relationship, like, that made me realize, like, dang, I kind of did feel impacted from that, like, your lack of financial stability at that time, because there was things that I really wanted from you that you couldn't provide for me. But that was something where it's like, okay, look at the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And now here's the bigger picture and you're taking care of me. But this is like a perfect example of the fact that, like, it's worth, if the person is worth the wait. I always knew that he'd be worth the wait, which is why I feel like we made it through those hard times in our relationship with that. But I don't want to, like, come off and this is like, oh, it's okay, like, you'll get through it. It's not that easy to just be like, I'm gonna ride out with my nigga. Like, it's not that easy. But if they're worth it, it'll be better.
You'll know in your heart if they're worth it. Like, they'll show other signs other than finances that they're worth it. Are they actively job searching? Are they, like, there's certain types of people in the world. There's people that will sit down and just complain about their struggle and literally just sit there, and that's their job, damn near, just complain about their struggle. And I think for a little piece of time, that was me. I was just like, I'm broke. What I'm gonna do? Broke. And then, like, I would make hella excuses for my brokenness, but I would do nothing to fix it. What I got going on?
Strawberry.
Okay. So, like, there's a difference, and I'm so glad she yanked my ass right out that mentality. She said, nigga,
we don't have time for this.
So, yeah. I think I kind of gave them insight into what happened after college.
But if you guys want a video on life after college, because we saw that comment a lot in that picture, let us know and we'll do a more in-depth, like,
dive
the struggles of after, like, graduation that nobody really touches on.
So, okay. If you want a life update, you gotta put hashtag life update. If you want post-college, what the hell happened? If y'all want the full story, just hashtag post-college.
If you want both, hashtag both.
If you want both, hashtag both.
Her last question, who pays for things at the different stages of relationship? We kind of touched on that in the very beginning of this, but just to reiterate again, it's more so, I think at the end of the day, even what we do might not work for another couple.
I think proper etiquette would be...
You need to figure out what they want to do.
I think, let's do initially. So initially, whoever asks first pays. So if a man asks you on a date, pays. Because
not everybody agrees with that. That's why I'm like, there's different strokes for different people, though, babe. So you don't want to, like, say that's you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, well, if you're asking me individually...
Yeah, say your personal opinion.
My personal opinion. Because you got to clarify nowadays, because everybody run with your words. My personal opinion, in the beginning stages, if you ask, you pay. They had no intention of going out without your ask. So it's like asking them to pay money for something they didn't have any intention of doing in the first place. When you start moving into, like, now we both in this, then you start discussing payment. Depending on financial stability and financial situations, then y'all need to have a conversation.
I think, period, you need a conversation. And that's something that a lot of people... Finances is a very sticky, awkward, uncomfortable conversation to have with anyone, whether it's your significant other, your parent, your sibling. The easiest way to do that, because it's so uncomfortable, is honestly just rip off that damn Band-Aid. It is going to be very uncomfortable and awkward a little bit and just
especially when you're
touchy.
At the dinner table, when the check is at the table.
No, babe. We're not here right now. I'm saying even if they're just chilling in their dorm room right now, talk about finances with each other.
Oh.
Your financial future together.
Yeah, that's not necessarily ripping off the Band-Aid then.
Yes, it is.
I'm talking about I think a real Band-Aid is first date, second date type stuff, and you looking at the bill. And you looking at the person.
Oh no, I'm talking about relationship.
Your relationship, we've had financial discussions and they haven't been as bad. But we are a different
breed. We also started as friends. You gotta try to put yourself in a different person's shoes. That's a very uncomfortable conversation to have that luckily both of us were comfortable with having with each other. Not everybody is like that.
Y'all gotta get comfortable with talking about money.
And
you gotta get comfortable talking. You gotta get comfortable talking about money, feelings, and sex.
That's a whole nother freaking conversation.
You gotta be
comfortable with that.
You gotta be comfortable talking about all those things if you want the relationship to work. Because if you can't talk about it, you shouldn't be doing it.
You keep making me forget what I was gonna say. I have valuable topics and points that I wanted to touch on.
Well, topics we can cover later.
Well, I have valid points for this particular topic. And you keep throwing me off. My lash falling off.
Yep.
Are you lying?
Nope.
For real?
It's falling off the front right here.
What do you mean?
It's not all the way on. It is not all the way on. I'm
It's
looking.
pretty much on.
Oh, but yeah. So that is our little tidbit on finances
In a relationship.
Plus a little mix of a whole lot of random stuff in between, because we definitely kind of dibble-dabbled everywhere else. We got more videos coming. If you have any more ideas, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. If you like what we said, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you don't like what we said, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
If you have any suggestions on how other couples can possibly, or like how you personally worked on your financial dialogue with your significant other and it was a success, comment it below to help others out.
Like, share, subscribe, follow us on our social medias. I'm the Hydrated Hero. She's African Beauty.
And together,
we are Josh and Isi.
That is it, you guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see you guys soon, and we are trying to get, I won't even say try, we will get back on track because we missed y'all.
Oh, and trust me, there's some lit stuff coming.
Yeah.
Like, I know we say that like every other month.
When did we say we have never said lit stuff is coming.
We haven't said lit stuff. Lit stuff is coming.
Yeah, this is like life-changing lit stuff.
We always say that though.
Not life-changing.
Life-changing. It's literally like...
We said it one other time. That's when you first got your job. That was life-changing.
Well, this one's more life-changing.
So what should we call this?
Monumental.
Okay. Well, we got some monumental
gargantuan. What's another good word?
I need a massage. Okay, peace. Love. Okay, my hair's messed up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah, it doesn't feel too good for someone to mess with your hair, does it?
Who the hell messed with your hair?
You, because when we were at Jasmine's baby shower, one of them was like, yeah, I saw Josh pull on your hair at the end of the video when I had crusty edges and you pulled on my puff. Yeah, it didn't feel good. Yeah.
It's not my fault your edges
we out.
Crusty.
We out, y'all.
Okay.
Whichever one was the best out of those three. Make sure that you
You're gonna get all three of those in there.
Okay.
You're gonna do all three.